Welcome to the Wall Street Wish List, an investment shopping list from seasoned analysts. And each of the analysts featured today are from Noble Capital Markets, an SEC-registered, FINRA-licensed broker-dealer. Before I introduce the analysts, I want to remind you that this program is provided for informational purposes only, and none of the content should be interpreted as a recommendation or solicitation to buy or sell securities. Investment decisions must be made by you or with the support of your financial advisor. A complete disclosure statement follows each analyst's presentation. Let's get going. Gregory Aurand is a senior equity analyst covering medical device and healthcare services companies. A chartered financial analyst, Greg has more than 25 years of experience as a healthcare research analyst encompassing a broad spectrum of large, mid, and small cap situations. He's a member of the CFA Institute and CFA Society of New York. Welcome, Gregory Aurand.
Hi, my name is Greg Aurand. I'm a senior research analyst at Noble Capital Markets. I cover the healthcare space in med tech, healthcare services, and even biopharmaceuticals. There's three companies on my focus list I'd like to talk about briefly today. The first one is Bodex Bio Incorporated, ticker is BXRX. Bodex is a $2 million market cap pharma company focused on products in the hospital and ambulatory surgery settings. While they have approval and market Ingesso, a non-opioid, non-steroidal, 24-hour, once-a-day NSAID for the treatment of moderate to severe pain, my focus is on their pipeline of novel neuromuscular blocking agents, or NMBs, that are used in surgery for muscle relaxation and paralysis. Over 400 million people annually receive an NMB in a surgery setting, and we estimate the worldwide market at $4 billion, a considerable opportunity for a company the size of Bodex. They currently have one agent in a phase 2 study, one in a phase 1 study, and they also have a proprietary reversal agent that unwinds the effects of the blocking agents and is specific to their own blockers. We think the longer-term outlook for the blockers is very good, and the stock is ready to outperform with a $24 price target based on expected profitability in 2027, largely due to the expected neuromuscular blocking market introduction in late 2025. The second company I'd like to talk about briefly is Cytogenix Incorporated. The Canadian ticker is CHGX and the US ticker is CHNXF. Cytogenix is an $11 million market cap clinical stage regenerative medicine company developing a novel therapeutic tissue repair technology. Their proprietary platform, which is really a sticky adhesive chitosan-based biopolymer matrix, is designed specifically to deliver biologics such as platelet-rich plasma, or PRP, to the actual repair site of the soft tissue, enhancing the healing rates. Soft tissue repairs, though, currently have high failure rates given the tissue itself has limited healing capability. Rotator cuff repairs, for instance, have high failure rates up to 95%. The company's platform looks to improve those healing rates. As well, Cytogenix is believed to be in the regulatory lead for bringing the first drug biologic orthopedic regenerative medicine to the market, which the first mover advantage could be considerable. While the company's near-term focus is on soft tissue orthopedic repairs like rotator cuff and meniscus, they expect through various partnering or licensing opportunities to leverage their technology in various regenerative medicine applications in areas like oncology, neurology, and cardiovascular, all considerable market opportunities. The stock is rated to outperform with a $1.05 US price target based on a risk-adjusted discounted cash flow model. The third company I'd like to discuss briefly is BioSig Technologies, ticker BSGX. They're a $29 million market cap bioelectronic company working principally with a digital signal processing technology for the treatment of cardiovascular arrhythmias. The market opportunity here is considerable. It's quite substantial, actually, as the global electrophysiology market is growing over 13% and is projected to reach more than $12 billion in 2026, due largely to increasing incidence of arrhythmias. The company's flagship product, the Pure EP system, is literally a black box, and it's an FDA-approved device providing real-time cardiac signal visualization. I liken the signal as comparing a standard def TV picture to an HD picture or 4K TV picture, which allows physicians to perform cardiac ablation with greater precision, improved efficacy, and greater procedure efficiency. Commercialization opportunities are increasing, and we have the stock rate outperform with a $2 price target. The target is based on expected 2027 earnings. With that, I will open it up with questions.
All right, thanks for that, Greg. I've got just a few questions for you. This first question is regarding Bodax Bio. For the clinical stage products, what data points might be forthcoming, and do you view these as catalysts for the stock?
Yeah, great question. I do view these as a very strong catalyst for the stock, given the opportunity for the company as they progress these through the clinic. The BX1000, an intermediate acting blocker, which roughly lasts about 45 minutes, so it's dependent on the type of surgery you're going to use it for, is in phase 2, but interim analysis should be revealed in the first quarter of 2023. Positive data could be very highly positive as a catalyst for the company. BX2000, their ultra short acting blocking agent, which lasts about 10 to 15 minutes, so it's appropriate for very short-term surgical interventions, is in phase 1 dose escalation study, and enrollment of the 7 or 8 cohorts should be completed by mid-2023. We may get an early look on data there by third quarter of 2023 as well for BX2000. Importantly, though, I think the BX3000, which is their reversal agent, which I mentioned previously, which unwinds the paralysis effects of the blocking agents themselves, should be filing an IND in the middle of 2023. This is big news as it gets into the clinic by the second half of next year, early 2024. We anticipate one or all approvals sometime by 2026, 2027. So we anticipate this opportunity to grow quite rapidly over time should these approvals come through.
All right, sounds promising. So our next question pertains to Cytogenics. And the question is, are there unmet needs for the company's products, and what are they? And then they follow on with, will this change current investor perception?
Great question also. Yeah, there's as I mentioned real briefly, there's a high failure rate in soft tissue surgeries like tendons or cartilage, as these tissues don't have their own blood supply. They're avascular. And for them to heal properly after a surgery, say you tear your rotator cuff or you got a rip in your meniscus in your knee, they won't heal properly. They tend to scar. And the scarring effect leaves a very weak tissue, and it's not very usable, and it tears easily. Physicians currently use PRP or platelet-rich plasma to enhance the healing rate a bit. But the problem with PRP is that when you stick it on the repair site, it's highly liquid, and it just dissipates within a couple of days, 24 to 72 hours. The nice thing about using the Cytogenics biopolymer is that it's mucoadhesive, and it combines with the platelet-rich plasma and allows the growth factors of the plasma to remain on the site for several weeks, not days. So this enhances the healing outcomes, at least theoretically, we hope, enhances the healing outcomes of the repairs themselves, and reduces the revision repairs, and also improves success rates beyond what we see today.
All right, so our next question is regarding Biosig Technologies. What catalysts are expected in the coming year? The next catalyst, I think, in terms of looking at real-world outcome data, should be out by the end of 2023. A physician-initiated study was started this year using PREP versus conventional technologies in treating atrial fibrillation, and this is in what they call the PVI, or pulmonary vein isolation version of atrial fibrillation treatment. There's very limited real-world data comparing patient data outcomes and durability of those outcomes at the present time. So this initiated study by the physician, should the results be helpful to PREP, of course, should be very rewarding as a catalyst for the company's progress, and push a lot of people who aren't sure about the usability of the PREP system, push them off the cliff, so to speak, and get them into the system at a faster rate. The helpfulness of this data is really because it's a real world number,
and not just some fictitious clinical number looking at or evaluating charts, for instance, which is we've seen in the past. The durability focus here is to reduce the revision rates or the redos. A lot of ablation procedures to treat arrhythmias don't target the arrhythmia correctly because they have inaccurate data from the heart conduction points. So the Pure EP should enhance that accuracy and allow the doctor to provide a much more targeted ablation procedure and therefore reduce the amount of revisions or failures in the current ablation process. We expect this to be a highly positive catalyst for the company because it gives that real world perspective on patient outcomes and durability of the outcomes versus conventional technology, and shows that Pure EP really enhances results.
All right, and that transitions us well into our next question as it pertains to Pure EP.
Okay.
Is Pure EP a static product, or are there product improvements that could expand physician interest?
The Pure EP system is not a static product. It's the black box itself goes through continual updates and software improvements. Right now, the company is on version 6, which was just released this past September. One of the key update features in version 6 was a feature known as high frequency algorithm, or HFA. HFA can flag or identify key components of cardiac data that might otherwise be difficult to identify from traditional waveforms or even 3D mapping. This is a huge improvement and allows the physician to key and focus in on, again, the ablation and the correct spot to hit that ablation target within the heart. HFA was also recently featured, and I suggest you look up the article that was just published in the Journal of Atrial Fibrillation and Electrophysiology. This case study showed that Pure EP had strong benefit in the outcomes for this patient.
All right, great. Well, that's all the questions we have for today. Greg, thank you for this valuable information.
I appreciate your time, and happy holidays and best wishes for 2023.